Hi guys and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. And 2 days ago, July 27th, a campaign was held for hashtag release the Schumacher cut. Now recently it's been 25 years since Batman Forever came out, and the film was the highest grossing film of 1985. It did pretty well for itself considering it was coming off two very highly successful Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman films that did face some controversy over tone and storytelling, but it did very well for itself coming off with some regard as the best Batman of all time in Michael Keaton. Val Kilmer for me in the role is actually very good. He's a brilliant Bruce Wayne. He's very good as Batman. I think with even a better script, he could have been a great Batman. I think Jim Carrey does absolutely brilliant as the Riddler. But again, I think with a darker, more serious script, he would be absolutely fascinating to watch in the role. Tommy Lee Jones, his kind of character persona is a little bit kind of similar to what Jim Carrey is doing. The two of them seem to be playing off each other a lot, but it works for the story and the film that they're trying to tell. Of course, Chris O'Donnell is Robin, live action Robin. We haven't had one of those in 25 years in movies. Of course, TV shows now we're getting that, but Robin is a great character that hasn't been used that much throughout the history of these Batman films. Of course, you got Nicole Kidman as the love interest for Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne, and she's pretty good as well, and she's absolutely stunning, of course, and still is to this day. But she's also in the Aquaman world as Aquaman's mother. But Monday the event was held for hashtag release the Schumacher cut. The aim was to trend, it was to get noticed. Now this is hashtag release the Schumacher's cut's first campaign, first event, and it did pretty well for itself. But I want to say one thing, that like the Schneider Cut movement has made these kind of other movements possible, these other possibilities possible. If the Schneider Cut was never announced, the Ayer Cut would seem like a impossibility. The same with the Schumacher Cut. But now that Zack Snyder's Justice League is finally coming out in 2021, and I think David Ayer's Suicide Squad will be announced at some stage too, that will come, then it's opened up so many possibilities and so many things could happen. And why not? Why not release the Schumacher Cut of Batman Forever? And like, it's supposed to be a darker version of this film that fleshes out the Riddler as a darker character, fleshes out the psychological battle that Val Kilmer's Batman has got to do with why he is Batman and what happened to him as a child and how it's affected him moving forward. There's more Two-Face. There's a lot more, even Robin as well. There's a lot more in this film. 170-minute film, an extra 40 minutes plus or 40 minutes of scenes, which, look, would change the context of the film so much. I say context is everything. It absolutely is, because the way that Joel Schumacher wanted to tell this story, the way he would have edited, the way he would have put maybe scores in, maybe the way he would have put scenes one after the other, it would have changed the dynamic and maybe the tone of this film. And we know how much context matters. Just look at Justice League with Josh Whedon, how he took out so many scenes, brought in some of his own scenes, and remastered Zack's scenes in terms of trying to make them better with color, with music, and ended up doing absolutely dog shit with that. But the Schneider Cut coming has opened up these possibilities in these campaigns. And I did say this on Twitter. I said it's a bit hypocritical if you're a Schneider Cut supporter if you don't support the Schumacher Cut. Now, a few people said that I can support what I want. I don't have to support the Schumacher Cut, and that's absolutely right. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, if you look down upon the Schumacher movement, if you look down on what they're trying to do, if you look down on those passionate fans, it does make you hypocritical. You don't have to tweet every single day like you did for the Schneider Cut to support the Schumacher Cut movement. All you have to do is be positive towards them, respect what they're doing, and if they ask you to help, it's up to you to help or not, but be open-minded to it. I think it's very hypocritical if you hit out at them and say that it's been 25 years, there's no point of doing it. Because, look, there's some people in the Schumacher movement who aren't maybe Zack Snyder fans, who aren't other comic book movie fans. You know, they like that Batman Forever film, and they want to see more of those characters, of that story, of the way it was told. And who were we to look down on them? Who were we to judge them and their interest in this film? Because for so long, with the Schneider Cut movement, we were looked down upon, we were laughed at, we were told we were crazy, we were told we were toxic. And look, in the end, we've been proven right about the existence of the film and about the film actually coming out and being a possibility. And it is coming in 2021. So I think it would be hypocritical for us not to support or admire even the Schumacher Cut movement, because people did the same thing to us and we didn't like it, so I'm sure other people wouldn't like it either. Much like the Ayer Cut is campaigning events trying to get that film released for David Ayer, and I hope that happens also. I'm a big advocate for that, and I'm also a big advocate for this film too. I like Batman Forever, I like these characters, I like these actors. Jim Carrey, one of my favorite of all time. And people like these characters. They like this film, the highest grossing film of that year, and it has people who are adults now who might have grown up on this Batman film, and this was their Batman, and they want to see more of it. Of course, I would love to see the extra 40 minutes, and it's actually a perfect time for this to happen with COVID going on, with no new releases, with studios eager for new content. Why not put Batman Forever, the Red Book edition, Batman Forever, the Ultimate edition, Batman Forever, the Director's Cut, whatever you want to call it, put it on HBO Max, put it on Netflix worldwide, and just let it be out there. Just let people enjoy these characters, because for me, I'm a Batman fan. Batman is my number one guy. He's my favorite, and more Batman is always good to me, no matter who is portraying the character, whether it be Christian Bale, Michael Keaton coming back for Flashpoint, Ben Affleck coming back for Zack Snyder's Justice League, or even Val Kilmer. More scenes of his character would be absolutely brilliant, and I think there would be a good attraction for that film online and would create a lot of buzz. But let's get back to this campaign that happened on Monday, and it wasn't one of those campaigns that ran all day. It was more of a campaign that once it hit a certain time, people were getting ready to tweet out, and at Cut Schumacher on Twitter and at Schumacher RT on Twitter, those were the kind of guys who were campaigning and marketing this event as well. So was DCU movie page were also doing it on Twitter, and they did a very good job at marketing this on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and getting the word out there. Because remember, it was supposed to take place last Monday, the 20th of July, but it was moved because the Ayer Cut movement heard that executives would be watching, so they wanted that date. And the Schumacher Cut movement, the event was pushed by a week, and there was no problems, there was no fighting between the two for the day, and it all worked out perfectly in the end. But on Monday, July 27th, hashtag released the Schumacher Cut in its first campaign, in its first event, trended at over 12,000 tweets. Now, I know some of you kind of negative people out there, or not even negative people that are listening to this video, but negative people online will be saying that, oh, that's not big, that's not making an impact. It absolutely is. You have to think about this film, 25 years old. You got unbelievable Batman films that have come out since then. You got The Dark Knight, you got Batman vs Superman, you have the new Batman film coming, and people still talk about this film, but it's not in the spotlight as it would be as the Keaton films or The Dark Knight. So, for this to trend, I thought was actually very interesting. And this campaign wasn't necessarily about trending with high numbers before its first one. It was about making an impact, getting people aware that there is a director's cut of this film. There's a different version, there's a different character kind of study with Bruce Wayne. It's a different film that Joel Schumacher was made kind of cut and change and add kind of cheesy dialogue, because that's what they wanted coming off the Keaton films. They also wanted to sell toys, so he had to implement certain things there. But the main aim for this event, for this campaign, was to get it away, or get it out there, that there is a cut of this film and it exists and people want to see it. With 12,000 tweets for a very first campaign, for a trending event that was hit on the hour with around the world, I think is very good, and I had a lot of interaction from people on Twitter. It was actually very cool and interesting to hear people's takes and how much they like the film, what they love, what they don't like about the film. But even people on Twitter who said, oh, I didn't really like the film, but I would love to see this darker version to see if I would like this one. That's absolutely great, and I think it did an absolutely great job. Something that I found very funny was the TNT Drama Twitter page posted this: "Trust us, we're looking everywhere for it. Hashtag release the Schumacher Cut." And they seen that this was trending, and then they got in the act and they tweeted it. And look, they had some fun with the fans. And look, whoever's running this page is a great sport. Is it someone from the Schneider Cut movement? You'd have to believe so, or someone who's a huge Zack Snyder's fan, because they have teased with fans, they have interacted with fans about the Schneider Cut, about the Ayer Cut so much. And look, that was pretty cool of them to tweet that and help the cause. And if they're tweeting about it, it's kind of in some sort of discussion somewhere. And I just thought that was pretty entertaining and funny. But so many fans were getting in the act, showing their love. But you're probably asking, if you don't know, what exactly is the Red Book edition of Batman Forever? Bruce faces off against a giant human-sized bat. nearly 40 minutes longer, much darker, more serious, focuses on Bruce's psychological issues. Warner Brothers not sure if footage survived 25 years. I think that last part is a little bit false. I think there is footage because there is some footage you've seen on YouTube, especially of the opening scene that was changed of Two-Face escaping prison, writing on the wall, "The Batman must die." You also have that human-sized bat scene also. You can see bits of that on YouTube. But like 40 minutes is a lot. It really is, and I'd love to see these scenes, these characters a little bit more and fleshed out. Why not? Why not release it? It's not going to do anybody any harm. Only give enjoyment. It's great to see so many passionate fans express their love for these characters for this movie, and also I thought it was very good that the Schumacher Cut campaign was pushed back a week. It gave itself more time to market itself and get across to people that it actually is something that could happen in the future and is something that exists. Where the Air Cut had its successful day, they also supported each other. The Air Cut account even sharing stuff and showing support towards hashtag release the Schumacher Cut, which is also very nice to see. That's that scene of the giant bat looking at Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne. Pretty scary looking bat, and that would be kind of pretty cool to see Batman actually taking on a bat. This is, of course, this opening scene that was deleted. The Bat must die. And that scene at the top is supposed to be showing that Two-Face didn't die in the actual original ending. He survived and ended up in Arkham Asylum, which definitely changes a lot of context about the story. And seemingly from reports, Jim Carrey's Riddler is supposed to be a lot more darker and a lot more brutal. And this is a scene that was deleted. He has some kind of needle and he's going to inject Chase with it, and there's a kind of animated version of it. So like Jim Carrey taking on a more of a darker role. We know he can do dramatic, we know he can do dark. So was there more darker elements in that Batman Forever script? Joel Schumacher, who worked with him before in a very dark film, in the future after Batman Forever, I'm sure we could see a little bit more darker Riddler, and that could probably add weight to his character and maybe not make him look or seem so goofy as he was. But yeah, more Jim Carrey, of course, is always a good thing. A brilliant comedic actor, but also can pull off the dramatic side also. And I would love to see him on his scenes, just of course, because look, he is talented, and he seemed to have fun with this role. He really did, and really got into it. And people give him stick about it, but I actually think he was actually very good as the Riddler. Probably he stole the show as the main kind of character when you're walking away from this film. Again, another villain takes over a Batman film, just like the Dark Knight trilogy and now the Batman Forever. There was also some pretty cool art going around, and this is a pretty cool one. I like this one a lot. It's probably one of my favorites that I've seen on Twitter during the Trend event. You got Jim Carrey's Riddler, Two-Face, Chase, Robin, and Batman there with Gotham City in the background. It looks pretty cool, and actually will be a pretty cool poster to have on your wall. But as always, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on hashtag release the Schumacher Cut. Did you take part in the campaign, the event? Did you want it to trend? Would you like to see this film? Are you not interested? Did you like the original? Did you not like the original? But also, I think if you support the Schumacher Cut, if you support artistic integrity, I know Joel Schumacher he sadly passed away last month, but still, it would be a great memory for him, for his name, in his great career of this film to come out after he has passed away, and to show that he had some interesting ideas for Batman going forward, for the character, for the story he was trying to tell within Gotham City and these villains. So I think it would actually do brilliantly. We know Batman and Robin is a bad film, but that had a lot of interference, I think, from studios in terms of the toys again and trying to make it more goofy and upbeat and stuff like that. It just didn't work with George Clooney. I think Val Kilmer could have been a better Batman for 2 and 3 if they went that far, because I thought he would have been as I said, I think he's a great Bruce Wayne, and he could have been an unbelievable Batman, and maybe we get to see more of that side of him in the Schumacher Cut. I would definitely love to see that. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the event and on all of this stuff. Give a like, comment, subscribe, come follow me on all the social medias, and let me know what you think about this. And let's talk about the one thing we love, which is movies. Come and engage with me, come and DM me, private message, do whatever you want. Come and just talk to me about movies. I love doing it. I love talking about movies, and I would love to talk to you about movies. I will always respond. So until next time, guys, always remember, Batman Forever has a director's cut.